Well, Atari's delivery is here. On a package like this, you would usually cut right on here on top, right? But since I know this company's track record, I barely tapped it. Look, this is their shipping. Can you imagine if you go any deeper and there's a scratch that I left? Try to open it. Like if you're trying, I don't know. I mean, it's a clown show. This company's shipping is just a joke. So that's $300 from Atari. This is $50 from eBay. Look at all this. Look at all this bubble wrap. Who did it better? As you can see, there is no bubble wrap whatsoever. Right? This is just piss poor planning. There's Galaga. And here is Xevious. Well, it's finally here. It took them, let's see here, Thursday they printed the label and they shipped it on a Tuesday. It arrived yesterday on Wednesday. It is amazing to me that a company such as Atari has worse shipping methods than a lot of eBay resellers. There's just somebody shipping stuff from their home. It is incredible to me. And I have to say that I'm happy with the product. This is exactly what I wanted. Right, for me, it's a showpiece, something to show my friends. They can play the cartridges, plug them in. We can rebuild the old days, relive them, if you will, and play some of the games that we played in the arcade when we were kids. That's really what this is for. It's not going to be my main or anything like that, but it's a great showpiece. It's nostalgia, and I could already hear the critics. Oh, they're just ROMs. It's just an emulator. Just let us have our fun, okay? Relax. It's not that serious. Now, guys, with the goal of giving you good unbiased analysis here on my thoughts, I'm really going to tell you, what it is that they're having here. I've written about this on my Substack. You guys can go check it out. It's free. But customers are really clear about Atari products. They like the games. They like the products. That's why they have been successful. I know there's going to be critics out there, even of me, right, saying, why are you doing this? Why are you hating on Atari? I'm not hating on Atari. Okay, you might hear a lot of positive, stuff said about Atari, a lot of, videos that are just talking about the positive, but they have other goals in mind. Some of them want to be shills. Some of them are shills, right? They have to keep their bread buttered. There is a necessity for shills in the industry, right? But this is not what this channel is. I'm not looking for free products. YouTube's not ever going to be my main job or anything like that. So I'm just telling you what I buy in my critiques of business based on my professional opinion. Okay, I'm not, this is what I do for work. I'm a consultant. I go to businesses and we look at the things that are wrong, and they pay me a bunch of money just to do this. What I'm going to tell you for free. And the only reason I'm telling you is because maybe you want to start a business, right? And you want to solve these kind of problems. Whenever it comes to poor labor, poor labor, the first thing you think of is poor pay, right? Underpaid people. And this is one place where your shipping department is the face of the customer. You don't have a brick and mortar store. So that shipping and encounter with a customer is so important because it's a first impression that the customer is going to have of your product, right? And if you guys think I'm being too negative, it's really easy to shut me up. You can shut my pie hole by, shipping better products, shipping things the right way, doing a methodology, guys. But these are the kind of things that you want to put in practice in your business. It doesn't matter what your business is. You can always get down to whatever the cause of a problem is. You can do, for example, a 5 why analysis, right? Why is the console late, right? Why did the order not ship? And you'll have an answer, right? Why didn't it ship by the release date? The warehouse did not process the order in time. Why was the warehouse unable to process the order? Production logistics were not aligned with the release schedule. You'll always get an answer. Why? Why were they not aligned? That's when you start drilling down on, whose fault it is. Are there processes in place? What system is failing? Because I don't look at people. Right? I don't look for answers in people that, it's this person's fault, which usually is what happens in a lot of companies. When you're a business consultant, you want to fix the system so it doesn't happen again. Yes, you're going to pay me $1,000 today just to listen to me talk, and I'm going to write you an essay. But if you use what I tell you, and you decide to call me back, and I write some procedures for you, whatever, maybe you spend 10 grand. But those 10 grand are going to save you over the next 4 or 5 years. They're going to save you over $100,000 because you're not going to be dealing with this kind of crap. And you might think, well, Atari hasn't lost anything because people just go buy to eBay. Well, that's not how business works. eBay's not going to ship stuff for free, right? They take their cut. So every order from eBay that goes out to eBay, because you can't sell it out of your own facility because your shipping is horrible, is money that's going out the door. You're not looking at this as a customer, but as an investor, as a bean counter, as an accountant, right? You're looking at these returns. You're looking at stuff coming back. I'm not going to send my stuff back because, I'm a game hoarder and this is just part of the channel. But if you pay $70 for a game and it comes in ding because you packed it like a grilled cheese sandwich, what do you think those people are going to do? They're going to send it right back. I don't want this. How can this be a special edition and you don't treat it special? Why is the guy that I buy a $10 game from eBay shipping things better than you? Right? You could get mad at me for pointing out these things, but it's the truth, right? You can say I'm an a-hole, but you're not going to call me a liar, right? Because these things are happening. I'm not the only one that's pointing them out, and I think John Hancock made a video with the same issues with the game, right? Why was the box creased? It's the same kind of questions. Your 5 whys. Why was it not protected? Why was it inadequate products? It's like they're allergic to bubble wrap at Atari. Why are there no controls, right? Why are there no, shipping expectations? Why don't your employees know what things are supposed to look like before they ship? You can take basic approaches. You can use a PDCA approach, right? You plan, you do, you check, you act. But all this takes funding and training. And if you don't have the training, you have to hire those people. You're not going to, if you're getting your shipping department from people that just stopped working at McDonald's, or, people that don't have any experience, you can start there. A lot of companies, before I even step foot on the door of the company, the first place I go to is their career page. And I'll look at what they're offering to pay the lowest employees. And if I see a company that's paying $16 an hour for an entry-level job, and they're expecting you to do this, that, and the other, then you got a problem. You're paying $20 an hour and you require people to have an associate's degree. I already know that's not a great place to work, right? So you got to start there. Are these the issues at Atari? I don't know. I haven't assessed them. But obviously they have a problem, and it's just getting bigger, right? Because, nobody's going to listen to maybe this video at first, right? But they will listen to the John Hancock video. And once you get to the John Hancock video, what's the algorithm going to do? It's going to suggest more videos like this one where people are complaining about your shipping. And it's going to be obvious to everybody that when it comes to shipping, you just don't know what the hell you're doing. If you're paying $300 for an item with games, you expect at least some goddamn bubble wrap. I mean, what the fuck? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, yeah. Hell, you made it this far. Might as well like, subscribe, and join if you can. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.